yarns, but that's not what we're limited to. We can talk about all of the things. We solve the world's problems while creating something awesome. So we had some people in the chat before we started. I know the first person was Kathy, but there it is. Ecamm just dumps everybody in alphabetical order at the start of the chat, so they're not in order. So I've got to know. So it was Kathy, and then it was Claire, because Claire is here. Crochet with Claire made it. I can't find her first comment, but Crochet with Claire is in the house. Jen Homewood is here. SMA Sky has made, oh, that's Claire again. Hang on, where'd SMA Sky go? SMA Sky is here, just checking in and saying hi. Finished up a video I should have posted a day or two ago. And then it's time for bed. I get that. And congrats on finishing a video, hey, because sometimes just getting them to that over the line. I got like 3 that are just about finished being edited, and then I started doing like the, run throughs or the first passes of another video. And I've got 3 up to the point where I'm like, I just want to add some titles and then they're done. But they're not done yet. Game Widows is here. Hello, Game Widows. Great to see you. Knit Spin Girls, Sal's Creations, Christina, Bianca, everyone is cracking in. Good morning, good evening to you all. Hello. So today is the first Thursday of the month. So if you are local in the Brisbane region of Australia and you would like to join us for Caffeinated Crafters, we have moved locations. So you need to go to IKEA at Logan. That's where we are. We've gone back to IKEA at Logan. If you've ever been to hang out with us there before, we're sitting in the same sort of area, but we're back to IKEA at Logan. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? It's great to see you here. I don't have a ton of stuff that happened this week. I had an odd week. I've done a lot of craft. As some people in a Facebook Messenger group know, who some of them are here, I don't like picking up stitches on neck collars. Probably on anything, honestly. And this is my first proper sweater I've made for myself where it's got like a full collar and, it's not, and it's a knitted one. It's not crochet. And I am finding I can get the right number of stitches. Yep, no problems. But I don't like how it looks. It's looking meh. So I got to the 3rd row of the collar last night, looked at it again this morning and just pulled it all back out. And I'm having another go. I'm watching some different tutorials because making a collar and picking up stitches is not my happy place. I'm like, dude, I need the tutorial. So if you are here and you are somebody who has made garments and has added collars and has a tried and true method, jump out of the Fiberific Fun Zone and throw me a link, please. I need that lifeline. I am literally going insane. So yeah, I need some help because I'm so close to finishing this sweater. And right now I'm like, I thought this was going to be the easy bit. I thought this is the last easy bit. Weave in some ends and I'm done. And now I'm just like, ugh, I hate my life so much. So much. Good morning, Holly. It's great to see you in the chat. Glad you could make it today. I had a little bit of a tidy up. You guys probably can't tell. I had a job interview this week, and so I cleared out a lot of, stuff to make it tidier and less cluttery. In saying that, I definitely prefer it with more stuff and more cluttery, so I put it all back. But everything got jiggery-pokeryed a little bit. I did try to put it back where it was because I kind of liked where stuff was. But, we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Good morning, Natalie. Natalie Power is in the house this morning. Natalie, I was thinking of you today and I was really hoping you would be here. Can one of the mods grab the link for Nat, Tea for Talia, Nat's Tea Company? Because today in my cup I have, and also in my tea thermos, well, it's not tea thermos, in my Yeti mug, I have mint sliced tea. I have Nat's mint sliced tea. And this is one of those rare pleasures in life where if you haven't had it for a while and you're like, oh, I feel like something a bit different, I think I'll have mint sliced tea today. And then you remember how much you love it. Like, I just love it. And I wanted to say, Nat, just so that you know the little tea baskets that you have with the little hook that goes over the mug? Like, I put an order in a while back and got a pile of them. They fit in here just so you know. So I could make my tea directly in here with the tea. And it just hooked onto the side. And it sort of sat about here. So I did have to give it a little swirly swirl. Thank you, Sally, for putting that in. But yeah, so the little tea baskets fit in the Yeti mugs. They're narrow, and they just swoop slide in. It was fantastic, and the tea is just so good. So go and check her out. It's definitely worth the effort. Okay, it's definitely worth the effort. Bianca says, I hate picking up stitches too. When I had to do that for one of Stephen West's jackets, I made knot at the collar. He had a tutorial that showed exactly how to do it, so I didn't mind doing it then. If you could throw a link over in the fun zone for that, so I can check that out. Yeah. Knit Spin Girl says, I love my basket that came with my tea advent. I use it every day. Yeah, so I bought a pile of baskets, right? Because I was doing gifting at Christmas. I've only got the basket I got from a tea advent a couple of years ago, and now I'm like, I want another basket. I want to have one for the dishwasher and one for me. It's like that's how I want it. That's how I want it. So I want a second basket because I am selfish. I'm a selfish person. I want 2 tea baskets. Samantha Stewart, welcome to the chat. It is good to see you here. My thumbnail for this video was really good. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate that. We're ready to roll. If anyone's got any questions, anyone's got any stuff, if you could remember to hit that thumbs up, that would be great. But we are ready to roll for our first colour. I'm just seeing we've just got a message pop coming through. It takes a little bit of time to get from YouTube to me. Here we go. Add to the broadcast. Speaking of pick up stitches, I have a question. I need to fix my bind off on a sock cuff. How do I pick up stitches in ribbing? So if you were just like you've undone it and you've just got all those live stitches, I would just very carefully just go and pick them all up as best as possible. Even if you sort of can see that one's laddered down, pick the one up underneath it. Then when you go back around for a second round, and you can put everything in the, angle everything the right way and clean up any missed stitches. So if that's what you're talking about, or if you're talking about putting a lifeline in first, just sort of stretch it out and grab that left leg and try and just make sure you've always got the left leg of a stitch, and that keeps everything just nice and tidy. If anyone else has got any tips for Holly, chuck them in the chat. Want everybody to have good crafting experiences and to get over some crafting hurdles. Absolutely. Alrighty, so let's jump into our top down. Oh, keyboard's out. Hide the keyboard, can't have that floating around. Okay, just clean the table. Alrighty, so it's dice roll time. Roll the dice to choose the next colour. Alrighty. Hey Jennifer Barker, welcome. We're going to roll our first dice for today's stream so we can get the stitching happening while we chat and solve the problems of the world. So let's get in. Our first colour is 3. All our friends who love purple are going to be so happy. They're like, yay. Where's my crochet hook? There it is. Okay, so we have 3, which is Anemone. If you're wondering about the yarns that I am... using, I'm using the Dirty DK from Maker. The link is in the description. It is an affiliate link. I will be paid a slight commission at no additional cost to you. Knit Spin Girl says she picks up the right leg, picking up the left one often twists them. There you go. Is that do you think that might be a difference between continental and not continental? I don't know. I'm thinking, do I pick up the left? I'm going to have to sit down and do it to work it out now. Maybe I'm like, oh, which one do I actually... I thought I was... in my brain, I pick up the left one. Doesn't mean it's what I'm actually doing. Oh, what a time to enter the light. Absolutely, Lisby. Absolutely. Purple lover. You would have been really disappointed if you came in late today. Honestly. Are you wondering more how to pick up the pearls? Well, they still have legs, right? They still or a bar. Can we pin Nat's comment? Do you mean Nat's comment or the comment with her link? Because I think the comment with her link, I'll definitely pin that. There we go. So if you want to get the tea that I have in my cup, you can go to that link. And Kelly has popped in a link for the Maker Yarns. She's just got a whole pile of new colours. I want to get some of the greys. I haven't put the order in yet. I have a basket full of grey yarn because I love grey. And you know, I'm trying really hard not to buy yarn. I did buy all the cottons when they came out, and I've got some other stuff here that I would like to use before I buy more yarn. But I don't want to miss out on the grey, considering I was so vocal about getting the grey. Anyway, yeah. Oh, Nat's comment about a discount code. Hang on a second, I missed something. Let me go back. There's a discount code. Hang on a second, let me scroll through and find that. Nat. Where is Nat's comment about a discount code? There it is. Okay. I'm going to pin this comment, replace the pinned. There is a discount code. Let me just... Wow. Okay, so... okay. It is worth definitely getting... I'm just going to see if I can copy this discount code. Come here. I need to copy it because I want to make a banner with all the information in it together. Control C. I'm not in StreamYard. I don't know how to do a quick banner. A quick banner. Overlays. Let's make a new overlay. New text overlay. That's what I want. I want a new text overlay. And then we want to have T for Talia. Oh, Control Z. No, that gave me the whole link for today's live stream. That's not what I wanted. Okay. All right. I'm working on the fly. All right, guys. I'm working on the fly. We need to make it purple with how do I change the font color? I can change the background color. I want a different font color. Margin, border, light glow, tiff. All right, we're just going to have a lighter background. Undo. Control Z. Control Z! No, Control Z doesn't work. I don't know what I'm doing here. I really don't know what I'm doing. Let's make it... I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go like... There we go. Oh, that'll do. There we go. T for Talia. And the discount code is... RIFIC. Is it? Hang on. Where is it? I'm going to put it up on screen here so I can find it. Nat. RIFIC 5 code. Is it a capital R? RIFIC. Can't spell. 5. And then T for Talia. I want the actual link. This is not working how I want it to. That's enormous. Can I make that smaller? That's too big. All right, that's got to go. How do I get that off the screen? That's huge. Come, go away. Overlays. No, that's new ones. I don't want a new one. I want to get rid of that one. There it is. I can just bring that up when we need it. But I can't seem to move it. That's all. It's in a bad spot. I know I can. I know that this software means I can. Anyway, Nat has an extra... So she's already having a 20% off sale over on her website at the moment. But Nat has just made us a fast code to be able to now also get an extra 5% off. So Fiberifians get 25% off during the sale. So we are a lucky duckies. There we go. Scroll to the bottom. Alrighty. The teas look good. They are good. The teas are so good. Their quality is amazing, honestly. Yeah, I agree. Size matters, but in this case, it's huge. Yeah, I agree with you. It was just too big. I haven't really done much like with StreamYard. I could just put it in and it would just come up down the bottom, and I could make it as a little ticker going across the bottom. And I'm absolutely positive you can do that here with more functionality and more editability, but I've never done it. And so, yeah, it is definitely the correct color for sure. But yeah, I just haven't played with it. I've just realized I'd never played with it as I went to do it. I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. There's a way to resize all this stuff for Ecamm. It's fantastic for that. But yeah, the mint sliced tea. Oh yeah, it is my favorite. And it's got like just it's got I have milk with mine. It's not a herbal tea. It is it's got a really nice mint flavor to it. But then there's an aftertaste of the smoothness of chocolate. Does that even like make sense? Like, I don't even know. I think Nat has standard AusPost postage. So I think what is that sitting at now? Like $10, $11 for a little bag. But it should be there on the I would assume it's there when you go through the shopping cart. I mean, I'm making some assumptions here. Shannon says mint anything is good. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with that. Mint sliced biscuits are actually my favorite biscuits. I don't buy them very often because they are the one thing that I can just keep eating. Them and Doritos. If there's a bag of Doritos, I have to get it taken away, or I just don't even realize I'm just still chomping. I'm like chomp, 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 chomp. I have to put it in a little bowl. If I don't put it in a little bowl, I'll just keep eating until my hand hits empty bag, and then I'll be like sad because it's all gone. I'll be like, oh, someone ate all Doritos. I mean, it was me, but they're all gone now. So, yeah. Oh, split the stitch. Don't split the stitch. So how's everyone's week been? What have you been doing? Like, I mean, I've got mint sliced tea in my... I got mint sliced tea, and that's what's in my cup. But what's in your cup? Oh, this is great to know. Mints, oh no, sorry, this was the one I wanted. Chocolate gives me migraines, but the tea doesn't set me off. Oh, that's great. Mint-sized biscuits are my favourites, way better than Tim Tams. I have to agree. I mean, I like Tim Tams, don't get me wrong, but mint-sized biscuits are way better. Crochet with Claire, 22 months of membership, almost 2 years. Time has flown by. I can't believe that it's 2 years since we started memberships, Claire. Honestly, I just can't. Considering, like, I wasn't going to do it, and Claire was the driving force. She was like, you could give it a test, give it a try. Because I'm always saying that to her, give it a test, give it a try. And it was a tough call for me because I at the time I was ridiculously busy. I didn't have the energy to make extra promises for channel members, even though I really want to. And you guys who are channel members have just supported anyway, which I love and I appreciate so much. Kathy's got Coke Zero in her cup. Sal has finished her mocha. Christina has Earl Grey. Kelly Pole has dropped in a members chat. If you are a member and you click the little super chat thing, you actually get a free super chat per month. So you can click your little green members chat thing. Oh, it's not green. You can click your little $sign, choose member chat, and actually put in a custom message. So you can totally send in a free message a month, like a super chat, where anyone else to get these big blocks of colour, they've got to pay. But members don't have to pay. They get a free, just one free one every month. So I'm here with you. Thank you, Kelly. Holly is working very hard trying to get dads into socks done by Friday for their anniversary party. Oh, my fingers are crossed so hard you get it all sorted and you get you're happy with where it is. You just have black tea. I mean, I don't call it normal tea because what is normal tea? But I'm assuming you just mean black tea. Chai latte for the Gamer Widows. Enjoying the conv. Thumbs up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good point. Oh, someone drank my coffee. Was that someone you? I think the someone was you. Like, let's be honest. Orange juice while sitting at the porch starting a test knit. Can you tell us anything about your test knit? Like, obviously, probably not the pattern, but is it like a garment or a blanket? And what kind of yarn are you using? Like, yeah, I know that there's always specifics you can't share when you're doing a test knit. What is under my blanket making noises? I do not like it. However, there things. But yeah, you could share with us sort of some broad things. Sugar and coffee powder waiting for the kettle to boil. Okay, I mean that's very time specific. Bub Curran, back home so I can chat. That's awesome, Bub. It's great to see you back here. Water with lemon. Nice. That sounds very refreshing. I have to say, I had planned to wear something else for today's live stream. And then it's just too hot. Like, it was a 30-degree day here yesterday. I don't think we're hitting 30 today, but it's just still quite warm in this room. So I had to grab a last-minute t-shirt, and it's a bit crunchy. But I'm dealing. I'm coping. I'm judging myself probably harder than you guys are. But yeah, it is quite hot here. But, like, what are we in, the first days of spring? It's like, dude, it's 30 degrees. That's a summer temperature. Stop it. We've already started getting storms. Like, we had massive storm. Was it yesterday? I think yesterday morning at like 3 a.m., like hugely massive storm. Hot coffee and some jelly snakes. You know what? Speaking of, like, candies, I have had, like, just before the live stream, my little sugar boost was some licorice all sorts, because for Father's Day we actually gave my husband this big box of a whole pile of Darryl Lee stuff because he loves it, and there happens to be a bag of licorice all sorts, and he will happily share the licorice all sorts. So I grabbed a couple of licorice all sorts beforehand. So I definitely like the Darryl Lee ones better than some of the other brands I've had. Let me see. It's a tea cozy for a person's first pattern, Bendigo Woolen Mills in luxury. Nice. That sounds lovely. I think you're going to love working with that. And a pure wool for a tea cozy is the best idea. Shannon's having sweet tea. Is that the cold sweet tea? I can't remember, Shannon, if you are in the US or in Australia, because sweet tea is pretty common in the US. It's not really a thing here. I mean, we can buy iced tea, but we don't tend to make it so much. I do, because I drink so much of it. So Molly is having extra strong bushels, black tea with milk and sugar. Excellent. Oh, it's cold for Molly. Raining and 12. Oh my gosh. No, it is hot here. Sally's in South Australia as well. She's sitting in her hoodie. It's cold and rainy and miserable. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Yeah, I agree. Come back, winter. I'm not done whinging about being cold yet. Yes, that's 100% right. I need at least another month of complaining about being too cold. I really do. Because at least during a live stream, I can pop a blanket on my lap and I can sort out being cold. I can't sort out being hot in here. I have the fan on. The fan's on. It's not quite hot enough today to turn the aircon on in Abby's room and do the whole use the fan to suck the cold air into this room kind of thing. I did it for the job interview because I was melting. Also, I was stressed. So, I did it for that one. But I don't know, what is the temp today here? I don't think it's 30 today. And I think we are expecting some storms. Let me just have a little quick look. It's 25. I mean, that's warm enough. Jennifer says we have snow predicted, but are expecting 25 today. Is that 25 F or C? So we've got, I'm at 25 C. And 80, yeah, so Kelly says 30 is 86 F. So, and to remember that we're in the subtropics, so that is also with about at least 60% humidity, which I hate so much. I hate the humidity a lot. I mean, I just hate it. But I don't know, is humidity better than a dry heat? I don't know. I haven't really spent any major time where it's a dry heat. So I've got no comparison. Which one's better? Which one's better? Kathy, oh my gosh, Kathy, it's been around 40 for the past few days. Oh, you'll be happy to see fall hit, honestly. Bub is also doing a test knit. It's a linen t-shirt. Oh, that sounds nice. I'm planning on making a linen ranunculus with short sleeves, so I can pop it on over the top of like singlets and stuff. So I can wear it out and it'd be pretty. That's the plan. The plan is for it to be pretty. Game Widow says today is pleasant. Yesterday was freezing, trying to avoid the pollen flung. I know. This morning, I'm not kidding, Game Widows. I'm sitting here getting everything set up, and then all of a sudden I just start sneezing at like 90 seconds to live stream. So I'm like, oh. No, it wasn't. It was 30 seconds to live stream. And I'm like running out. He's like, what are you doing? You've got to go live. And I'm like, I need tissues. I had to run out and grab tissues before the live started. You're in Bathurst. Okay. So is it going to snow in Bathurst? Like, we've got 30-degree temperatures and you've got incoming snow. Like, it's so weird. Leanne says winter loving Queenslander here. Yeah, look, I'm the same. I don't like it when I get bone cold, like when everything aches. But I like it being cold enough to need a little blanket, because I like a little blanket. It's my favourite. Holly prefers a dry heat. Every time I hear the dry heat, I think of the Jeff Dunham skit with Walter. I think it's Walter is his name. Talking about the dry heat. Game Widow says, I grew up in the desert. I don't cope well with humidity. See, I grew up on the seaside, and so I'm used to the humidity, but I'm also used to a good strong breeze and, it cooling down every night. Not this, incessant heat of moisture wall, horrible words not working. Shannon says that she's in Nevada and it is a dry heat. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'd prefer a dry heat or not. I don't know if I've been anywhere that has a dry heat. At least while it's hot, anyway. It probably will snow at Oberon, but we're 30 k's from there. 30 k's is not that far. I am 30 k's from the Brisbane CBD, or thereabouts. I think 27, if we're going to get specific. Kathy, have an awesome night and enjoy your long car ride tomorrow. I hope you have a great trip. And are you crafting? That's my question. Can you craft in the car? That's a great question for everybody here. I cannot craft in the car very easily. I get a little bit of motion sickness. I need to look out the window. So if I can do something where I can look down and then look up and like crochet with big stitches, I'm okay. But I can't like knit or anything like that. And you've crocheted some awesome blankets this year. A blanket stack photo would be great to see. Look, I think it would be. I'm thinking I've gifted some. I'm just trying to think. The gifts have gone to Abby, so I could probably temporarily borrow them for photos. I wouldn't be able to include the one I gave my dad. And I've got there's a few I want to finish before I do a photo stack photo. Actually, I'd like to wait until the end of the year and do a year of my blankets. I think that's what I'd like to do. Molly says, once you get used to a dry heat, you can't go back to humidity. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Right. Well, I don't want to get used to it then because I kind of live in the humidity. And I kind of like living where I do. I mean, I'd like to live on the beach, honestly. Or you know, within a... Not necessarily on the beach, but close enough to get the beach breeze. So, yeah. Legal-minded friends with Karen Cole. It's so good to see you here. Karen is a friend from another live stream. She comes and joins the Nick Nimmin streams that I moderate for on my Saturday nights, which I think is some people's Saturday mornings. So it's good to see you. Dolores says she can't knit or craft or read in the car. Oh, I definitely can't read in the car. Nope, not happening. I'm just like looking at that stitch. That's so janky, but oh, I see what it is. I can fix that. I'll fix that later with, oh, actually, you know what? I'll just fix it now. It's got just a bit of a loose thread. Actually, I'm just going to trim it off. It's a loose thread. It can't do anything. This is one little tiny part. Boom, gone, done, fixed. Oops, and it's got a little friend. I'll get you a little friend. There we go. That's better. I'll be honest, there was a knot in the yarn and I did not undo it. So no judgment, please. I just crocheted it right into the stitch. And that was my punishment for it. Now it's a lumpy stitch. But I'm not going to go back. I'm not fixing it. Nope. I need to look ahead. Yeah. I used to live in Darwin where the humidity is off the charts, but now I'm in Adelaide where it's dry, a dry heat in the summer. Yeah, that's totally different. And everyone is welcoming Karen. It's good to see you. So we are nearly at the end of this row. So purple loving friends, the journey is nearly over for this row of the blanket. Then we'll be back to the flamingo. If you are interested to know about the colours that I'm using for this project, they are in the description below. I have a list of the colours that I'm using, and you can check them out for yourself. I am editing a written pattern to get it ready for testing. Are you now? Well, I just did a video on beach safety, but I'm guessing you Aussies know all about rip currents. I mean, I do because I grew up on the beach and grew up in the surf, but I don't know if everybody does. I think it'll be a good video because a lot of people don't. I mean, Australia has got great beach lifeguards because a lot of people get caught in rips. They freak out and they try to swim against them and they can't see them in the water and people get caught up. I know it's hard to believe that I grew up living on the beach and living in the water all the time because I'm a little pale ghost now. All right, let's go over here, purple, back into the fray. There you go. Alrighty, that one is gone and we're back to flamingo. Righty. Any hinty hints, Leanne? Leanne wants hinty hints. Oh, I think I'm starting the new yarn. Excellent. Oh, that's right. Because I moved it over there. I finished the row off and one at Yarn Chicken. Hang on a second. That's just a little bit split. I don't want it split. I want it not split. There we go. And let me just get this started. Alrighty. It will be a hat. Claire is making a hat. Oh, Claire, I am very interested. I need a good wide brim hat. Or not necessarily. Oh, what am I doing? I can't count. I can't read my pattern and I can't count. I'm doing the totally wrong stitches because I'm interested in making a hat. I like a nice, you know, like a little peaked hat that comes out far enough to cover my nose. so it's got to have a decent peak on it to cover my nose. In cotton, you know, like I don't wear acrylic on my head. Oh, yarn bath, hello. I birthed a yarn baby. All right, let's get these going. Let's get into the rhythm of it. For those of you, I did mention this earlier, but for those of you that are local in Brisbane, Caffeinated Crafters is on tonight at the IKEA at Logan. So if you want to come along, feel free. Plenty of tables and chairs. I believe they have meatballs. I'm not going to guarantee it though, because you know sometimes we go there and they don't have meatballs because they're out. I think that's wrong, personally. That they shouldn't be allowed to have that window open if there's no meatballs. I'm just saying. Let's have a look. I love knitting and crocheting and creating my own patterns, made fingerless mittens and slippers. Nice. Are you working on anything anything in particular? Do you have a project currently going? Let us know. If you are here in the chat, not just Karen, but everybody. Excuse me, let us know what you're working on in the chat. Oh, come on, Splitty Stitch. Don't be such a splitty. There we go. That'll do. That's fine. Sorry, Chantelle, what style hat did you say you needed? I need a medium brim hat, enough to cover my big fat nose. I tend to wear like the little fedoras and stuff like that, but or caps. Caps are the other one I go with a lot. My cap collection. You can't see it. It's over there. When we do the wide shot, you can see my cap collection. But I like a hat that's big enough to come out past the end of my nose, and also made out of cotton, not acrylic, so that my head doesn't, you know, overheat. Because I'm thinking hat rather than beanie, if that makes any sense. Let's have a look here. I'm making a fairy tale top. That sounds gorgeous. It's amazing the color difference in the thumbnail. I know, isn't it? That's what I try so hard to at least get the thumbnail color right. Because this yarn, this flamingo, it is like a pink flamingo, okay? It is bright. I have tried, this is a brand new webcam here. I've tried, like even on my Sony a6400, it's still not showing up as its proper color. Because it is an eye-melting pink that 6 different cameras cannot get it. They can get it for photos, but not for video. So we just have to suck it up and deal with the fact that it's so different, because I do not have the technical skills or know how to fix it. I've tried so many options, tweaked and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked, to the point where I think it's started ticking people off in the chat when I was just playing with it, trying to get it right. But yeah, it's definitely an issue. And next time I make a project that I'm going to be doing for a long-term project like this one, I will definitely be checking all the colors on camera before I agree to it. Like without a doubt. Because it is the bane of my existence. It is something that really bothers me. I don't like it when colors are not true. Because you know what? All these colors are true. These colors are true. My skin, really this color. Like all of this is right. Just not this. You know? Just not this. Frustration. So much frustration. All right. I'd love to see a photo over. Oh, sorry. It took a second. It took a second, Leanne, for me to translate this one. I definitely need more caffeine in my day. Over in the live craft and chat post on the Fibrific Fun Zone, you can post photos of what you're all working on. And like Leanne, I too would love to see them all there. Lisby has finished another turtle game. That turtle game is so cute, honestly. Here is a link to the Fibrific Fun Zone. If you don't know what we're talking about, it is a free Facebook group that we have where we talk craft and chat and yarn and help each other and encourage each other with all our yarn crafting adventures, because we are in our group, a lot of us are multi-craftual. We don't have any like no knitting or no crocheting post messages like in some Facebook groups. I'm not looking at you, Claire, but there are others where they're like, oh my God, that's knitting. How dare you? It's like, dude. But yeah, we like all the crafts. Dolores is back to working on the Lone Shorba Hohi Loki Tally. It was in the naughty, excuse me, it was in the naughty corner for a while. My fault. I missed a row and ended off knitting the pattern of a lace section back to front. Oh no. So you had to frog a lace section. Oh, that's terrible. The sweater I'm currently working on that I'm mumbling at because I've got to pick up the neck collar is a Hohi Locatelli Arcos something or other. I can't remember the name of it. I'm such a good person. But anyway, if you search up Hohi Locatelli and Arcos, you will find it, and it is gorgeous. And the whole sweater has been amazing to make, except for picking up the stitches for the neck collar. Even though I decided to make it longer and I undid the waistband, added 3 extra inches to the body, and then put the waistband back on. And I put the waistband back on a little bit differently, which is I did not go down the needle size. I wanted it to skim rather than cinch in. So that was a decision that I made, and I'm happy with it. I tried it on last night, and I was just like, oh, this is what I wanted. This is it. This is what I wanted. So now I just need to get the silly neckline done, and then I can wear it. I really want to have it done in time for Saturday. Get it out of the way. All done and dusted. Ends woven in. Ready to wear. Maybe not blocked. If it's going to take me 11 million years to do the collar, I may not get it washed and blocked. I might just have to, wear it. Yes, I had to frog, hence the naughty corner. Yeah, I mean, it happens that way sometimes, honestly. It really does. My crochet tartan blanket has stalled. Weaving in the crochet chains is hurting my hands, so I've started a knitting blanket. Have you got one of the bent needles? I've got big plastic ones that I use for when I'm making crochet tartan. It's like these ginormous plastic bent needles where the eye hole is big enough to put your chains through it, and then you can just boop, 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 weave it through. Or are you doing it a bit more manually? I mean, that's pretty manual, really. I'm just thinking, I know the container that they're in. It's up there. I could probably grab one if you want to see it. So let me know if you want me to show you the needle I use for weaving in tartans. I will. Shannon says, I'm not on Facebook, but I'm thinking about joining. It's one of those things, like you have to make the decision for yourself, but for us, for the Fiberific Fun Zone, it's a really great spot where we can hang out together and chat and share photos and encourage each other's work. So there's no self-promo in here. There's no sales posts. I do on occasion throw something in like Fiberific sales, but as it's a Fiberific group, I kind of don't feel guilty about it. But we don't allow people just to come in and like try and sell wigs or sunglasses or anything. And it's a very moderated group. I have to, I'm going to say something. And you know what? I'm going to go to the big screen. I'm going to go to the big screen and I'm going to say it. All right, we ready? If you have a Facebook group or a YouTube chat or whatever, you need to moderate it. And if you can't moderate it, you need to get somebody in who can moderate it for you. I'm in Facebook groups at the moment where actually I've left Facebook groups at the moment because every second post is a scam. It's a come and earn $1,500 a week by packing this. Just click this link, and in this time where people are just money is so tight for so many people, the temptation is real for them to try and click these links to earn the income, but they are scams. And those of us that run groups, that run chats, and that are not moderating, it's our fault. It's that simple. If you're the admin of a group and these posts are getting through, it's your fault if they stay there. Now, you may not catch them the second they're posted, time zones, all that sort of stuff, but you need to make sure that either somebody can report the post and your community are aware and they report the posts. It is up to you to protect your community. And these groups that I've been in, They have historically been moderated. They've been historically looked after. All of a sudden, their mods are gone, or their mods are just busy doing other stuff, and no one is watching. And they've just turned into these seething dumpsters, like fiery dumpsters of doom, where no one is looking after it. And I hate leaving a group because of that, but there's no point DMing an admin or a mod because they know what's going on and they're doing nothing about it. So that's my soapbox for today, everybody. So back to crafting. Back to crafting after my soapbox, because it upsets me no end when I see it happening. Anyway, but yes, join Facebook. Shannon, this it was your post. Join Facebook, but don't just join everything. You know what I mean? Like, don't be in every group. Just join a few groups. You can actually be on Facebook, keep your profile completely locked down and private. You can make yourself secure and pretty well safe. You can't be safe from the YouTube ads, honestly. But yes, you need to just go. I'm just reading the comments. It's like, whoa, soapbox time. Oh my gosh. I've tried really hard not to soapbox, you guys. I try really hard not to do it, but sometimes something really upsets me, and that's the thing this week. I actually had to leave one of my, like, you grew up in this town groups because of the scammers and the mods and admin are doing nothing. The posts just stay there. So I had to leave. So yeah, and it kind of, I was just like, oh, look, I could get to it, and I waited a couple of days and nothing happened. I was like, nope, that's it. I'm out. I'm done. But yes, join Facebook. If you are concerned about it, keep your profile private. Don't link in too many family members and things like that. Like when you make someone a friend, you can choose if they're a family member. So don't add those sort of relationships in. Keep it all super private. And join the groups that you want to join. And just have some fun. You don't have to post on Facebook if you don't want to still be a part of the groups to read, honestly, if you really want to keep it that locked down. But if you're in our group, we do really love it when you share what you're doing. So anyway, back to the chat. Claire says it is a wonderful group. There you go. Dolores says that I only joined Facebook. I joined specifically for the fun zone. My Facebook only has crafts. There you go. Woo, soapbox time. I've missed your soapbox moments. We all know you're serious when you change to the big screen. Oh my gosh. I was actually looking this morning when I was setting up the stream, and I was given the option, and I'm usually given the option, but I don't do anything with it, but I was given the option to add in some of my products. So can you guys, those of you, I don't know if it's everybody. I think it's on mobile and desktop. I don't think you can see it on TV. But under the screen, there might be a couple of soapbox merch items. Thinking of soapboxing. Too many scammers. I do a lot of videos on what to be aware of to stay safe. Yeah, there is a lot of scammers out there at the moment. It is really disappointing. But we love the soapboxing. 95% of my feed is yarn related. Here we go. Go slow. It's taking me years to feel comfortable around the internet. I'm a bit of an oldie, and Chantelle has taught me so much. Oh, thanks, Leanne. And others as well, absolutely. Leanne, you're very teachable. That's the thing. You are very, very teachable. Oh, Sally does see them. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right. So that works. So it's worth, if you've got a YouTube channel and you've got merch, it only links to a couple of things. So if you've got Shopify, Spreadshirt, and there's another one that begins with S. Shopify, Spreadshirt, and something else. You can link them, but I can't link my Redbubble. So we only have limited merch in the Shopify, and not Shopify, in the Spreadshirt. Because I don't do the all over print in Spreadshirt, which I love so much. I don't have my project bag here, but if you've seen my project bag that I carry one of my big blankets around in, that's an all over print. That's what I'm talking about. It's out in the lounge room. I can't get it. Shannon says, I've just left some channels on YouTube because of the scams. Yeah, absolutely. Now, YouTube, for those of us that are on YouTube a fair bit, you'll probably be noticing some changes coming up. YouTube have now removed the ability for people to put links into their shorts. So because a lot of people were being scammed that way, and it was it was so prolific that YouTube announced that they were doing this and did it that day. Usually they make announcements and we're rolling this thing out and it should be out by blah 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 date, like 3 months down the line. No, as of this day, as of today, you'll notice we have done this thing. Boom, links in the banners are gone. And I'm like letting any of the YouTube channels that I kind of work with or you know, manage on, like, let them know that it's like, you need to go in and make a new banner up because that arrow that you've like pointed the thing, it's pointing to nothing. So, you know, there's lots of changes, and YouTube try really hard to protect us, but the scammers make money, so they put effort into circumventing what YouTube does. So always be aware. Make sure you know the links that you're clicking. You know, like, just be careful, and all you can do is protect yourself. Oh yeah, the poke the bear in the soapbox. Yes, yeah. It was a fun one. That was a fun sort of group effort. So I sort of sat down and jumped in. I kind of got the rough design done and then jumped into a group chat and, you know, tweaked it up a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of things that make me drag out the soapbox. And I'm trying really hard to not drag the soapbox out quite so much. Yeah, Knit Spin Girl, she's got one. That's right. Because a 4-ply plus a 4-ply does not equal an 8-ply. Yes. Swatch it and see. Swatch it and see. You'll realize instantly that unless of course we're talking Bendigo 4-ply cotton, like really, like, let's be honest, because it's so thin. But yeah, it is like, generally speaking, it is not the case. You're super helpful for StreamYard and YouTube. I so appreciate your knowledge. Oh, anytime. Legal Minded with Karen. Like, that's what I do. I love helping people enjoy their time on YouTube. It's my passion. It's my goal. Is just to, like, whether we're here crafting and enjoying the experience of being a viewer and learning about, you know, the advantages or disadvantages of doing different things on YouTube. Like, my top number one tip for people is don't share your YouTube channel with your husband. Get your own, because YouTube will serve up what they think you want as well, to him, and what he wants to you, and who knows what could end up in your feed. Grab your own YouTube channel, and you'll get YouTube will not YouTube channel, YouTube account, and YouTube will find content that you love, and you might find new creators that you just didn't know existed that are just phenomenal. Yeah, the sticker is super cute. I agree. What was this one? Highlighting issues. It's not being on a soapbox. It's vital to keep awareness in the forefront of people's minds. I agree with that. I do. I just also try not to, like, diminish people's craft time, because it's so limited. We all have such limited time where we can just sit and craft, and enjoy our time. And I just don't want my soapbox rants to diminish that time. I know some of these guys find them funny, so that's okay. I can bear with it. SMA Sky is still here. Are you still awake? I thought you were going to bed. Luckily, most of the Facebook groups I'm in have mod and admin and don't usually have that problem. I agree. Like it's one of these things. As long as you've got an active mod or admin, you're usually pretty okay. It's just when stuff happens and those mods or admins are no longer have their finger on the pulse. Or they think someone else will get that. Someone else will do that. And it's just really important that if you create a group, if you build a place for people to come and socialize in the digital world, there's always the risk that the bad elements are going to try to get in, and it's our job to protect them. And that's how I see it. I want to protect our crafting time and protect our learning time, and not have to worry, oh, is this link a bad link? Oh, I don't know. I want everyone to feel like all the links that we post over in the Fibrific Fun Zone are all safe. And same for the links in my description. They're all safe. Or at least they were when I posted them. So I do try to keep an eye on the links because links change. Stuff happens. But yeah, it's really important to me just to keep you all safe, keep you all clicking the good links, because sometimes, you know, we want to link to a pattern, you want to feel confident clicking that link. It's you know, it's about confidence and reliability. And we are nearly at the end of this next row, so we're going to have a dice roll time soon. So, I mean, it's going. Oh man, there's some serious yarn bath coming out of this ball. So throw into the chat, what colour do you want next? We've just had purple. We had a few yellows last week, and a pink and a green and a red. So let me know in the chat which colour you would like next. And I will power my way through to the end of the row. Holly wants a 6, which is green. Light blue for legal minded. Lots of blue. Hey Nikki, good to see you. And those of us with YouTube channels, like just speaking about protecting our communities, YouTube actually state that it's up to us as the channel owners to keep our comment areas clean and free of spam. So, you know, it's while YouTube are working on ways to reduce it, it's actually up to us to make sure it's moderated out and deleted, and those users are reported and blocked, and because they need our help. There's so many people. It has been a while, Nikki. It has. We haven't had a blue in a while, but we did have the blue back here, and there was a couple of them. But that's all cool. Holly randomly picked a number. Oh, poor Leanne. Leanne's like Team Green. Team Green all the time for Leanne. We know that Leanne wants green. Just like we know Lisby and It's Been Girls don't care how many purples they've been. They want purple. I'm learning the colours that you like. Slowly. There's a few of you in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just double checking my count before I go to the next stitch. Oh, another wild card, Leanne. You threw me there. But you're going to vote for a green if we go wild card, aren't you? Like, you know, really. Because we have an 8, for those of us that haven't played here before, we have an 8-sided dice and 7 colours. So if we roll an 8, we actually go to the vote. And we have a straw poll where you can go to, and you can we vote for the next colour. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. We got an 8 last week, and it was fun. There we go. We are nearly there. There's a good mix. I mean, a lot of you want blue. So there's a lot of blue out in the universe now. Like, get that blue happening. Has everybody hit the thumbs up? If you're here, if you enjoy these live streams, I'd love for you to smush that thumbs up. Oh, split the stitch. Try again. And here we go. Get ready to cut the end. Boom, done. Okay, and for those of you that don't know, we're not reeving in these ends, just so you know. We're not. They're not happening. This particular design encourages us to use Tina's enclosed border, so it actually covers all the ends. What's wrong?
If I asked you a question, like, would you like to go to the Hyperdome with me later? Would you say yes or no?
I would say no, because I'm going out to IKEA tonight. Sorry. Abby's home and was just asking questions. Okay, so it is dice roll time, and yes, it is. I picked up an it wasn't like I've got my. Where is it? Green. Abby's whispering green through the door. She wants green. So when I got my watch my birthday, oops, that one fell on the ground. I got the cool this one. this super stretchy watch band, which I absolutely love so much. It's the proper Google one. It's got all metal clips. It's great, but it needs a wash already. So I was just like, I need an alternate watch band so that when I wash this one, I've got something to wear my watch. So it hit Amazon, and these like $8, and it's still stretchy and elasticy. And if you want the link, let me know. I'll get you a link. But I picked up 2 of them. So I got one in this rosy gold color as well. Now the difference is, you can see it straight away, is all their clips and connectors are plastic. They're not the metal. And that's fine. That's fine. You know, this one is Google prices and this one's Amazon prices. So, you know, what can you expect? But I love it. I really like it. I like how it fits and how it sits, and I like all 3, honestly. So I just interchange between them all. Like, but you've just reminded me, I really need to wash that other one. Okay, it is dice roll time. It's dice roll time. Roll the dice to choose the next colour. Alrighty. So let us roll the dice. Yeah, it was a great deal. I agree. They were $8 each, or like $7.80 or something, like basically $8. And because I have a Prime account, free post, got them the next day. It was great. Love that. We don't have same day Prime delivery in Australia, but we do have next day Prime delivery or the day after. So it is still pretty good. I'm giving this a good warm up. This dice is getting a good warm up. Alrighty, let's go for the dice. And it's a 7. So it is Duckling. Abby just scared the life out of me. She booed. She really wanted green, it turns out. She's like, I like green. I like the green too. And we have just had Duckling not that long ago. So, you know, the dice get to decide. It's time to top my tea up. So I use my Yeti mug, which I don't have a sponsorship for, but I do highly recommend. I use my Yeti mug and I make extra hot tea in it to use it to top up my teacup during the live stream. I could legit drink out of it, but I started making it extra hot so that it can top up an already, you know, partial teacup. So that I get hot tea for longer. See, look, whole cup of hot tea now. Oh, I love that mint sliced tea. Honestly, if you haven't tried the mint sliced tea from Talia, you need to go and order some. Like, please tell me, Nat, that that's not one of the ones that you're phasing out. I'll be so desperately disappointed. Nat is having a big sale to make room for some new teas, and she's phasing out some old teas, which I'll be devastated if one of them is the mint sliced tea, because it's my favourite. And usually my favourite things do get phased out, like buy fantails, buy spearmint leaves. Although I did see last Christmas, I saw spearmint leaves come out in like a no-name brand, but not the good ones. Nikki says, I love the dice roll. It would stop my frozen indecision and second guessing. Oh, look, you know what? That's exactly... I am one of these people that I would have ended up doing these colours in a rolling pattern. Like as in a, you know, red, like 1 to 7 each colour. I would not have changed them up. I wouldn't make them random. I'm terrible at randomising things. My brain just wants everything in nice, neat order. And I really, truly wanted this to be random. So the only way for that to work for me was to make it random. And random number generators aren't actually 100% random. So we have 3 dice, two from one maker and one, like 2 are handmade. One is a commercial made. And so we get to roll different dice and just have fun with it and get true randomality. And in true randomality, sometimes you get duplicates. Have we had a triplicate yet? I don't know if we have, but yeah, sometimes it happens. Look, and I agree. Leanne says, you've got to say that the random looks so great. I agree. And I think that the random looks fantastic as well. And I love that I don't have to make the decision. And even if I'm like, oh man, we've had that color twice now, like seriously, dice, it's like, it's not up to me. It's up to the dice. The mint slice is a keeper. Oh, relief. Relief. Thank you. Wait, hang on. Bub got spearmint leaves at IGA last week. Really? Gosh. I'm going to have to go to IGA now. I need a packet of spearmint leaves. I mean, I don't. I really don't. But I do. So I want a packet of spearmint leaves. I wonder if Abby will have a look for me while she's out. Yes. Oh yeah, the triple red. We've got a triple red at our midway point. Yes, it's right here. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. We've got our triple, and we realise that's about the midway point. So I'm going to use it as the midway point. Give it a reason to exist. Can you believe my daughter was working for Pucker Teas? I have so much Pucker herbal tea. Yeah, like it can get a bit full on when you've got so many tea choices. But tea does go off, and I like milk in my tea, so I don't always like a herbal tea, which is one of the things I love about this mint slice tea. I can have milk with it, so it doesn't do anything evil. And it's kind of not like a a peppermint tea as such. It's like candy mint, but strong, like the good candy mint, not the meh candy mint. That makes no sense to anybody except for those of us that have tried it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm no help with describing flavors or colors for that matter. Split the thing. Abby is obsessed currently with the new Little Mermaid movie, which at first I was just like, oh my God, she's 18 and she's obsessed with this movie. Then I remembered me at 18. It was when The Lion King first came out. Oh yeah, I was a little obsessed with The Lion King. So, I mean, like, sorry, Abs, you were probably more like your mum than you'd care to know. Now she works for Lush. I'm very excited when I get the soap. Ah, nice. Very nice. I can't walk into those stores though. Like I like their soaps, but I can't walk in to buy them. So I stand outside on the other side of the glass and send Abby in with my credit card. I'm like, I want that one and I want this one. And Abby's like, this one, and she grabs it and I'm like, yes. People in the store think we're weird. Because I can't go in because they're so smelly and they set off all my allergies and my lungs don't like it. And I mean, I'm that person that has to hold their breath as they make their way at lightning speed through a Myers store to get past the perfume counter so I can get into the rest of the store. I have to really want something at Myers to brave it, because that perfume counter is just those perfume areas are just so big, and trying to get through with one breath when there's traffic around. Yeah. I'm the same with Dusk. Yeah, the candle companies. I'm the same. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, all the smelly stores that everyone loves. I'll go to look at like a, like there's this. My daughter's really into, or at least she was. I don't know how into it she is now, but she was really into like, what are them coloured rocks again? I always forget what they're called. Crystals. Oh my God, she's there again. Hello.
And you've got a fat parcel that's so heavy.
Is it square?
Yeah.
It's my milk. Did they just leave it at the front gate?
No, it's also at the door.
Okay. Is it like, this big?
Oh, do you want me to bring it?
Yeah, bring it. Don't bring it in here, but it'll be the milk. I get my milk delivered, and
Rocks.
Abby's like, she's like, rocks. She's walking away going, rocks. Because I've got the door to my office just open a crack just so I can get some fresh air in, and she keeps just appearing in it, and her face is just there. And when I look, I have a little heart attack. Next time I'll just shut the door. I don't need air. Who needs air? Air's overrated. I keep jumping every time she's there. But yes, Abby likes crystals, and some of the crystal stores decide that because you like crystals, you must also like smelly things. I'm like, no, dude, I like rocks. Rocks are good. They don't smell. They look pretty and they don't smell. Oh, so yeah. Let me have a look here. Stuart and I both check out kids' movies. They write them for adults too. When some, yeah, absolutely. Now the new Barbie movie is an adults movie. It is not meant for kids at all. It is meant for those of us that grew up playing with Barbies that are now, you know, in our 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. You know, it's for those of us. It's not for the 4-year-olds. So yeah. The strong smells your daughter might like the new Barbie line. Maybe she would, yeah. The Road Jam shower gel from Lush is so good. Oh, rose. Oh, I do like a rose scented thing. I definitely do. As long as it's like, I like rose geranium. Do you guys know what rose geranium is? I like rose geranium. It's the one I tend to lean towards. If I've got a choice between tea rose and rose geranium, I go with rose geranium. Abby's breaking into the box. She's going to be so disappointed when it's just a box of 12 almond milks. She's going to be like, boo. Boo. Although I didn't get any notifications they were coming today, so I can't imagine what else it would be. You've got rose geranium growing in your garden. Lovely. I would like to grow some rose geranium in my garden. I used to have the most beautiful geranium garden, and then I got chickens. And my chickens are free range. And turns out the chickens also really love geraniums. And they trashed my geranium garden. So now it needs all the love. Like, we don't have chickens anymore. And we need to tidy that area up. So, yeah. So much disappointment. Abby's been working really hard to make our garden back into a garden again instead of just a weed-infested square. It was just milk? Yeah. Yeah, it's 12 kilos. So, yeah. Thank you for bringing it in. Hey, Abs, while you're out today, can you pick me up a packet of spearmint leaves? I said, while you're out today, can you pick up a packet of spearmint leaves? Like the lollies. Because I want to eat them.
Guys, Mum ate her husband's licorice also.
I did, I had...
Father's Day gift.
I did, I had to. Abby's like, she's dobbing. She's like, Mum had 2 of Dad's licorice all sorts. They were his Father's Day present. I have not had the whole bag. My chickens were funny to, yeah, they definitely were funny to watch. They really were. And like that, we would do live streams like many years ago. We used to do live streams out in the back patio and we'd live dye and the chickens would walk through and it was kind of funny. At work they bring in cinnamon pine cone. I can't get away from the smell. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, at the hardware stores I occasionally see spearmint and peppermint plants in with the herbs. Chocolate mint are common in spring in the stores. Okay. Love the hens in the dye area. Yeah, they just come through and just take over. They were just... That's what they did. The chickens just took over everything. They took over the entire house and yard, basically. Well, not the house. We kept them locked out. But I tell you what, if you left a door open and you know, went out to the front gates or something and came back, there would be chickens in the house. They would be like, doors open, and like, and they'd be in. Yeah, and that's the thing. They would hide in behind the TV so we couldn't get them out. And just, they were like, no, we want to live in here with you. Gosh. It's just, you know, one of those things that you're just like, seriously, chickens, get out. Louis, our puppy, he has not known the life with chickens. Oh, SMA's catching up at 1.5 speed. Thank you, SMA Sky. Appreciate you watching. I actually appreciate all of you watching. Like, I know these live streams go for a long time and I just natter, like, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it's one of these things that I really appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me while I make this blanket. We are nearly at the end of the row of the duckling. This is such a cute colour to use, honestly. Like, I'm not the biggest yellow fan. or orange. I don't really get into, I'm more like greens and purples and blues and pinks and all that kind of stuff. They're normally more my jam. Actually, I was just double checking my pink light was on. It is on. But yellow is never really my favorite, but geez, it works really beautifully as a contrast color with so many colors. So like, you know, we had that massive yellow section on the queen throw, and it was really hard for me to work through that much yellow. But looking back, I wouldn't change it. It looks amazing. You do like the licorice all sorts chat. Yeah. I look, to me it feels more like a conversation, because when you're having a conversation with a person, like a social conversation, you are not keeping on one topic the entire time for hours on end. It just doesn't happen in natural conversation. You move, you flow, you respond. I read your chats and I respond. And that could change the conversation topic. I could get derailed by what's being said. That happens. It happens a lot. And I think that's part of the charm, part of the fun. And I'll be honest, it's what makes it fun for me, is knowing you guys are going to be here and I get to interact with you. That's what makes it fun for me, and that's why I block out 2 hours every week for these chats. Shannon says, yellow is my favourite colour, but I don't look good in it. Oh, that's got to be sad. Like but you get to have it like in your life, just not on your clothes. Is that right? Like you'd be able to have like yellow curtains and a yellow car and other yellow things, just not yellow clothes. Because yellow is one of those colours that it can really make you look sick. It makes me look really sick. I can't wear yellow. It's a skin tone thing for me. We are so close to the end, and then we go back to the flamingo. I find yellow cars are really easy to see on the road too, if you've got a yellow car. I learnt to drive in a yellow car. I felt that was actually a good thing. Game Widow says pale blue makes me look dead. There we go. Oh, hello, Louie. You just pushed the door all the way open. Good job, big boy. It's like, no, we're not keeping the door closed. I want to be able to get in and out. Just to be aware, Louie's opened the door right up. Okay, bye-bye, Duckling. And hello, Flamingo. Oh, hello, Macy. All the pets are coming in now. I grew up in French-Canadian family. Major topic changes in conversation. Well, this would feel like home. This would feel like home. You want to bring her in for a hello?
You can hold her.
All right. Oh, hello, Macy.
Don't hold her like that.
Hello, Macy.
She's 6 months
Good
old.
morning. Good morning. You can't eat my yarn. She's like, but I want to eat the yarn. The yarn looks delicious. Don't do that, Abby. She will attack my yarn. Here, you take her back out and pull the door for me.
Come here, Macy, long legs.
Just keep the door open a crack for me. Thanks. Apparently, I'm Granny to Macy, according to Abby. She's like, bye, Granny Shani. I don't like it. I don't mind the Granny. It's the Shani I don't like. She's a very cute kitty. She's very, very cute. Where am I up to here? Okay. Reading the pattern to get our brick structure right. 2, 4, 5, then on to the long ones. There we go. We are back in the pattern. Something I love about this pattern so much that Claire wrote, the link for this pattern is in the description, is that it is just so easy. Now, I loved making the more intricate and more difficult queen with all its change every row pattern. But the thing I love about this one is it is just let the colour do the work. And that's something I love. I do love things sometimes where the colour and the yarn get to be the movement and the motion. It's not not so much the design. So I love that about this one. So we do let our colour be the work. And this yarn is just so squishy. Oh my gosh, it's so squishy. I need tea. Macy left us fur presents. Thanks, Macy. Let's have a go here. Alrighty, we're trying to get through to the end so we can have one more dice roll before the end of our live, which sounds like, oh my gosh, she's already talking about the end. We've still got ages to go. It just takes a bit to get through these rows. We've only had 2 dice rolls, and I like to have at least 3. At least 3. Otherwise the blanket will never be finished. Although in saying that, then I have to come up with the next design, the next project that we're going to do. And I like having long-term projects, I've realised. But it's been a little while since we've done a spinning stream, so we might have to think about planning one of those soon as to break things up. Sometimes you just need a pattern you don't have to concentrate on too much. I agree, absolutely. Absolutely. Legal, Karen, that's exactly how the conversations here roll. Absolutely. You're in the right place. This is like home for you now, I think. Because it's just exactly how our conversations go. That, and you know, I jump around. Sometimes the chat actually comes through into Ecamm differently, and I'll get the actual comments in a different order, which could change the tone or change the meaning of them, and have to run back and check it in the correct order. That's always fun. That's always fun. How is your StreamYard adventures going? For those wondering, Karen's started live streaming herself, and I'm just wondering how her streaming adventures are flowing. Because it takes a little bit. I mean, we've been doing these together now for 6 years. I could be wrong. About 6 years, every week. So you know, we've got some practice. We've got some stuff down pat. Obviously not putting Ecamm overlays of text. Needs to definitely work on that for sure. Speaking of Ecamm overlays that need work, this one needs work. Tea for Talia has offered us, so the maker of my amazing mint sliced tea, is offering Fiberifian, so us in this live stream, an additional 5% off the already 20% off sale that she is having. Use the code RIFIC5 to get your extra 5% off. This graphic really does bother me, but I'm going to learn. I'm going to play. I'm going to make good graphics, but this was made on the fly, and yeah. So, yep. Oh dear. Okay, how do I make it go away? There it is. There's the button. No, that was not it. Go away. Go away. There we go. Okay. And we can have multiple combos happening at once. Absolutely. We do it all the time. We are multi-skillers. We can craft and converse and converse and converse and craft. And also talk about food. So, yeah. I know what I'm having for lunch today, or at least I think I know what I'm having for lunch today. I've got to double check the situation on the taco beef, because we had tacos for dinner last night. There's always leftovers. So what I like to do is heat up my leftover taco beef with one of my little brown rice tubs. Heat those up together. Mush, mush, mush. Add in some chipotle, a whole pile of like tomatoes and cucumbers and capsicum and sour cream and avocado, and just eat that. It'll be delicious. That's my lunch. That's what I'm planning on today. Hopefully. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure what I'll have. If there's no beef left, I will have to check it. Oh my God, nightmare. My live streams, getting jitters, freezing screen, not managing switching screens, a lot to learn. Oh, look, those of us that are live streaming, internet upload speeds, always important. To get a good solid stream, easy at 720 or 1080p, you need at least 5 megabits per second upload, hardwired in. Don't use your Wi-Fi. Honestly, your Wi-Fi goes through cycles and it could jitter out and come back and jitter out and come back. 1 week it'll work perfectly fine and then the next week it won't. So don't use Wi-Fi for your streams if you can avoid it. Now, if you've got no option, you just have to accept that that's going to be the case. Just like we did when we were out in the shack. Sometimes we live streamed hotspotting from the phone because that's all that we could get. And then also sharing screen within StreamYard. You need to make sure that you're just sharing the screen of a static image. I find that if you're actually sharing screen of a video from the internet, using extra internet at the same time, which means it slows down, all that sort of stuff, freezing. And StreamYard will allow you to set up a Stream Deck. So you can set their hotkeys up for Stream Deck, and you can switch screens that way. There's options. There's lots of options. So you can. It's just I would go through the StreamYard channel. They have a ton of teaching resources, and just slowly go through it all and practice. And the advantage with StreamYard is you can go into their record mode and practice in the record mode and watch it back to see where you weren't happy, what happened when you did something. So you can go through like it's live, treat it like it's live, but you're just doing a little pre-record run through, and you can test everything out that way. So I highly recommend doing that. StreamYard make that very easy to do. So yeah, we've got lots of food. We'll talk about food again now. Hang on a second. We had tacos last night too. It was a taco night, yeah? Absolutely. Taking photos of my leftover Bendigo stock. Does someone want to do it for me? That's a hard no from me. I hate product photography. I mean, I used to have to do it all the time, but it's not my favorite. It's not on my list. Yeah, it is. It's kind of like a burrito bowl. Exactly right. And I put black beans in it and canned corn and, all sorts of stuff. But I just use the taco mince instead of other. I normally use like a marinated chicken or like a chicken with a peri rub on it or something. But taco night, I just use a taco mince. It's great. I also have 2 big channels asking to collaborate. That is awesome. Congratulations. That's so good. I'm catching up with the chat here. Leanne's got a lunch date with her daughter, so that'll be fun. SMA says, I use Wi-Fi all the time, but I'm lucky in that I almost always have no issues. A lot less now that we upgraded our service and got a new router. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to say the one big thing is why I specifically am like hardline in Australia, our internet, like they call it super fast. For you to get the super fast, title of internet in Australia, you've just got to be over 25 megabits per second download. Most households, I say most because there are exceptions to the rules, but most households have a maximum of 100 megabits per second down and 20 megabits per second up. If you are have fiber to the house, you can get better, and some people have less. Actually, quite a few people have less than that. I have a little bit more. I was able to upgrade my upload speed, so I have 100 down and 40 up. But that was that was pushing it. I have a business account. I couldn't get it with a residential account. So the internet speeds in Australia are very different, and the routers can be janky. So I just try to take away all of the possible pain points by plugging in cords and things like that. A potato chowder soup. That sounds amazing. Yeah, your internet connect provider is always going to say you have a perfect connection. But what is your upload speed, your download speed, and your jitter? Because there is what's a jitter. A jitter measurement lets you know where it wavers and where the connection gets tight and loose and tight and loose. So those are the things you need to keep an eye on. Oh, that's exciting. That is exciting. Old router would occasionally switch off the older style Wi-Fi. My Canon doesn't have the ability to use a newer Wi-Fi. So it would turn off the 5 and drop you back to the... No, it would turn off the 2.4 and drop you back to the 5. Is that what you're saying? But yeah, it's annoying. A lot of things only use a 2.4. There's still tons of stuff that doesn't use the 5 yet. One of my channels is in Australia. Molly says we just moved to Starlink and download and upload speed is amazing. I've heard good things about Starlink, especially for those out in country areas of Australia. We have fibre up to the house and it converts it to a coax cable that goes into the Wi-Fi. We have 100 down, 100 up. Now we're supposed to have a gig. Yeah, I would make a phone call. It's in testing. It maxed out at maybe 300. In Australia, the telcos got into a lot of trouble because they were like, "Oh, you could get these speeds, blah 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 blah," and then they're actually like, "Oh, actually, like once people are all signed up and they're complaining about the speeds, they're like, oh, actually, that's at the best time of the day when no one else is using the internet in your area." And not at your house because your house is actually a little bit further away from the point. So yeah, sorry, you're never going to get that speed. So in Australia now, they have to actually let you know what the expected speeds are at your location, and they like at during the middle of the day when no one else is around, this will be the best, and at night when everyone's home, this will be your likely speeds because it was an issue. A legal miner says, will it help if I don't use 1080? If your upload speed is the issue, yes, it will help. But if it's not your upload speed that's the issue, then it won't make a difference. But you could test it. You could absolutely test it out. The other thing is, which I know you're going to hate me for saying this, is it could be your laptop or your computer. So I was having problems that I was convinced it was software, it was the internet, everything was like it was like I would have a ticker across the bottom, and it was the dead giveaway is that it would slide across nightly and then jank across, and everything was just jittery and not awesome, and I was convinced it was the internet, only to realize it was not the internet at all. It was my laptop. It was the graphics card in my laptop, and it couldn't cope with everything I was trying to make it do. So when I changed laptops, it stopped doing it because the new laptop had a U-Butte amazing graphics card, and that made a huge, huge difference. So while technically with StreamYard you can use pretty well anything, if you're on a laptop and you're trying to make the laptop show like here I've got multiple cameras going, or if you're doing a screen share or something like that, you're trying to get it to visually process a lot of stuff, it could actually be your laptop that's the problem. So you need to go in and check out what your graphics card is, what your processing speeds are, all that sort of stuff. So sometimes it is not your connections, sometimes it is actually your machine. So that's always something to check too. StreamYard are suggesting I try Wi-Fi. Look, try everything. Honestly, try everything. I just wouldn't try it all while you're actually live. I'd try it in a recorded situation. So especially in StreamYard, sorry everybody, but especially in StreamYard, when you're looking at the screen, everything looks perfect, everything looks wonderful, but everyone in the chat are like, oh my God, what's going on? It's so blurry, I can't see. It's because StreamYard are getting you're getting to see exactly what's coming out of your camera. But once it is uploaded, the quality can change. Oh yeah, Lenovo, it could be the issue. A 2-year-old ThinkPad, is it an i5? Is it an i7? Is it an i9? Like what kind of ThinkPad? And then also check that it's got a really solid, and don't ask Lenovo, they always say everything's solid. But check if it's got, check what its specs are for its graphics card. But yes, if it's a graphics card problem, dropping your stream quality down will help. Reducing the workload on it will help as well. So yeah. There you go, everybody. Learnt some stuff. Learnt some live streaming stuff in the Fiverific craft chat because we solve all the problems of the world while we're here. Anyone else got a problem I can solve? Snap. That's the problem. There we go. Or, you know, not necessarily me solving the problem, but somebody else in the chat here could also be solving the problem. So the other thing that I do before I live stream, no matter how good a piece of equipment that I'm running, I restart it and only open exactly what I need for that live stream. So right now I restarted my Mac Mini, which a lot of people are like, you don't need to restart Macs. I'm like, to that. Restart the Mac Mini and only have streaming software and I've got an internet tab, like I've got Chrome open so that I can see what's happening in YouTube. So yeah, but I was able to live stream with like a multi-camera live stream on a Surface Pro 4 for many years, just tweaking and changing things and adjusting things so that when something on it crapped out, I was able to just adjust it. But sometimes it's your gear and not your connections. I would take a screenshot of SMA Sky's message as well, just so that you've got that handy. So you can try some different things. Sal says, I restart my Mac all the time. Yeah, I'm a restarter person. Like, sure, I'll leave things open for a while, but like a couple of days. But if I want to live stream and I need like to make sure nothing goes wrong, I give it a refresh. It gets a reboot. And yes, it's probably a thing from back in the day of me being Windows only for so long, because I am a Windows girl. But all my laptops have been Windows laptops. Like I've got a Lenovo X1, and I've got my ROG Strix Scar 3, which is, they're both getting quite old now. But they're both Windows laptops. But yeah, you just have to tweak and play and get it sorted. Okay, we're going to be ready for a dice roll soon. What colour next, everybody? I really don't want another yellow if that's at all possible. We don't have Russell in the chat today. He was very much team yellow last time. I leave my desktop PC on all the time. It's running a Discord bot, but occasionally I'll restart it on its own due to updates or power flickers, which is rare. Oh no, I restart my Windows ones more regularly than my Mac for sure. They like a nice restart. They like to have all their systems and processes rebooted just to clean everything up and sort everything out. But I used to do, like, restart desktops at least once a week. John has been hiding. John, it's so good to see you here. It's been a little while. They also said it could be that I have Google everything on there. I don't know. And like, as long as you don't have the apps open, like, you're fine. Just make sure, do a restart, make sure nothing's open, close down all your background apps, make sure everything's off. If you use like a OneDrive, make sure it's not syncing. Like, there's a lot of things you just need to, you don't realize you've got running in the background, make sure they're all off. And go from there. But Chrome tabs are notorious for being a bit power hungry, but if you don't have anything else open on your laptop, you should be okay. Hang on a second. Oh, I didn't read that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, John. I hope you do feel better soon. Gosh. Leanne wants an 8. She wants a wild card. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a wild every week? Just for fun, so everyone could vote. Since getting my laptop, I haven't been using the desktop as much. I'm bad though. And I'll have 2 or 3 Chrome browsers open with 20 tabs open in each. Oh, ouch. That sounds ouchy to me. Oh, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's because the previous row you just single crochet all across in the colours, whereas this one you've got to alternate. And my brain just goes, let's just single crochet all the things. Ha ha ha. And that's wrong. That's wrong. That's not what we do. That's not the pattern. Oh yeah, SMA Sky. It's never had more than 8 gig of RAM, so I don't know how it's going. Yeah, that's magic. That's wizardry going on right there. Excellent. Sue Singleton, it's great to see you. You're having your fiberific fix. That is awesome. Gotta have a fiberific fix each week. Oh, come on, fingers. Oh, what have I done here? I have screwed something up. I pulled that over too far and I didn't start the stitch in the right place. It goes there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. They all line up better when you actually put them in the right spots, eh? Shocking. Shocking how that works. When you put the stitches in the right spots, they look right. When you put the stitches in the wrong spots, they look terrible. Terrible stitches. Alrighty. Let me have a look here. So we've got Leanne wants 8. There's reds, not reds. There's blues and greens and 8s so far that I've seen in the chat. I'm disappointed in Liz B for not specifying that she wants another purple. And Knit Spin Girls, I'm disappointed in you both. I mean, you know that I know that you want purple. I mean, that could be why you're not saying it. But, you know, I still like it when you say it, because then I can joke about it. Alright. Blue for Shannon. Alrighty. It is dice roll.
It's dice roll time. Roll the dice to choose the next colour.
Okay. But I want purple. I know you want purple. That's part of the fun, right? Okay. Oh, we got 1. It nearly bounced off the table. It bounced off my shirt, but we got a 1. So, you know, this is my disappointed face. Because 1 is orange. So we get a yellow and an orange, one after another. Yay, so excited. Oh, but it's random. Yeah, we just get to do the colours that the dice tell us. Oh, I'm so excited. So this is Rooster, and it's actually a really nice orange. I'm just being a cow. So, yeah. I can hear Macy out there. She doesn't agree with something. I would hazard a guess that Abby's outside and Macy disagrees with this plan. Macy does not like the plan that she's an inside cat. She would like to be an outside cat, pretty please. And we don't have outside cats. We only have inside cats. But we have a dog that we let in and out. And Macy's like, I want to go with Louie. Let me go out. And so as Louie runs around the yard, Macy follows him around all the windows and yells at him through the window. Blame it on the dice. I am blaming it on the dice. They're trash dice and I need new dice. That was the commercial dice. I need another handmade so that I don't have to have orange and yellow, boom, boom, one after another. The dice happens to be wrong. Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's a nice orange, like, don't get me wrong, and it's a nice yellow. They're both nice colours. But do they have to be next to each other? Like, really? Couldn't we have blue or green? Like, it's been a while since we've had a blue. Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll get another colour. Francis, getting ready to go to Tamworth Weavers Camp. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. I think you can be forgiven for missing us, but that sounds like excellent fun. Who here in the chat has been to a crafting retreat? Just say me. Just say, Abby, even Abby's yelled at me because Abby used to come to the Queensland Spinners retreats. Why did I just sing Blame It on the Dice to the tune of Blame It on the Rain? I mean, that's a thing now, isn't it? We can blame it on the dice. Don't blame it on sunshine. Don't blame it on moonlight. Don't blame it on good times. Blame it on the dice. Lots of people have been to, I mean, I'm looking through the names. Lots of people have been to my retreat. But Lisby, you've been to Gympie, haven't you? And Francis goes to Tamworth. Oh, you're going back to Gympie retreat again? Oh. I mean, Susanna, you're right. I did rescue the dice. I could have just let it fall for a reroll. And I didn't think. It was an automatic reaction was save the dice and body block it back onto the table. You're right. Molly's never been to a retreat. Okay. Shannon's been on a yarn crawl. That actually sounds like a lot of fun too. Oh, Bub's been on retreat. Oh, everything's falling off. I've been to like spinners retreats. I've been to a lot of spinners and yarn crafters retreats, and I've been on sewing retreats. So they're fun as well. Susanna's never been on a retreat. The thing I loved about the retreats that I've been to, and this is probably the reason why I choose the retreats I go to, is that they're fully catered and I don't have to do the dishes, right? So you go there, I especially like the ones where you don't even have to, like where all you do is walk up and stack your dishes. Some of them you have to go in and load up the dishwasher and stuff like that. And they're fine. They're not my favorites. And I have to really have enjoyed everything else about the retreat to get in on the dishwashing line. I hate washing dishes so much. And I really struggle to touch dirty cutlery that's been in other people's mouths. It's a thing. And so I want gloves. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. And then I want my own gloves. I don't want gloves that someone else's hands have been in. So yeah, there's things. Anyway, I love being able to just craft till someone goes, it's lunchtime, and then get up and go and have lunch, and then come back and craft some more. And not have to think about plan out dinner, what are we going to have, how long is it going to take to cook, get the meat out of the freezer, like all the things. But actually just enjoy the time hanging with people, chatting, talking, laughing, learning new skills. Yeah, it's just one of these things where, I would go. Molly says I'm still working full time and often have to travel, so unable to do retreats. Oh, that's a little bit frustrating. Legal Mindeds have been to a Roman Catholic retreat where she's been on 3 and went golfing during the day, and everything included pretty cool. Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like whether it's a craft retreat or any other kind of retreat, as long as, for me, it doesn't, I suppose half of the craft retreats I've been to have been work related because I've had to stall at them. But as long as you're getting to just enjoy the time and relax, that's the bit for me. That's the bit. Enjoy your time, relax, not have to make adulting, like Francis says, it's nice not to have to adult. Not having to plan the meals or make those sorts of decisions, knowing that somebody else is watching my allergies and that like there'll be food there that I can eat, and I still, I still check everything at retreats. I can't help it. It's a thing. And so, just enjoying that time with your feet up and crafting with other people who like crafting. And even if you have to go by yourself, which sounds really scary and daunting if you don't know anybody else there, the thing to remember is that if you've decided to go to a retreat of any shape, fashion or size, other people at that retreat already have something in common with you. You already have something you can talk about. So that is definitely the thing. So yeah, finding the time to go and the funds. Like, I'm not going to be honest, going on a retreat is not cheap. But it's just a nice thing to do. Sally says, I've been to a few on my hubby's work conferences. I know it's not a retreat, but it was all paid for and I didn't have to do a damn thing. Yeah, absolutely. Like that, like especially if you're the partner, like they've got to go off and do all the attend these talks and you're like, well, I'm going to the pool, so I'll meet you for lunch. Yeah, Francis says the hardest part is deciding what craft to take. So far on my list is a table loom, an e-spinner, knitting, and knitting practice. I would also think about anything that you want to get better at and you need to ask questions on, because you're in a room full of people who might be able to help you. So make sure you've got some craft that you can work on alone, but also if you've got something that you might need some help with, take that along, because there's probably someone there who it could be second nature to them. And they'll be like, oh yeah, have you tried this? And you're like, no, rip, try that. Oh my God, game changer. You could find a game-changing thing at a retreat. So, yeah, retreats are fun. That's why you're taking the knitting practice piece. Okay, good idea. And make sure you've got something that's mindless that you can just sit back in your chair and do when you're a little bit tired as well. So, whatever that looks like for you. Elizabeth says that's how you convinced me to spin. I mean, it wasn't just me, right? Like, I seem to recall there was a group of us that was like, oh my God, you don't spin? Like, you could totally spin. Here, try this. Look at this squishy yarn. Isn't it nice? That was hand spun. What about this? Isn't this fluff nice? The nice fluffs. Touch the fluffs. I think it's the fluffs that makes people want to spin, because they want to touch the fluffs more. I think the cat and dog are doing something and Abby is laughing at them. Oh, they're having a battle. They're having a battle. So, yeah, I think the fluffs is what makes people want to learn how to spin. Because the fluffs are delicious. And you want to play with the fluff and turn the fluff into you. Yes, it was quite a group. Yeah, we were all very encouraging. We didn't pile on much. I definitely would have taken some craft with me, but that was back before I started to craft. So, yes, reading by the pool and exploring. Absolutely. Absolutely. Orders a t-shirt. Touch the fluffs. Then you went, have a look at this beautiful e-spinner. You can play with the fluff on one of these. Yes, absolutely. That's right. And that's when you got your e-spinner, which made life so much easier, and the fluff addiction to become real. Also, the thing to remember is fluff stashes shrink down considerably once they've been spun. Just saying. She says to herself, looking at all the cards. I've actually just got a new drive band for my spinning wheel, so I can get back into spinning again now that Macy chewed through my drive band. But my relaxation craft when I'm just not feeling it is crochet. And then the next thing is spindle spinning. Okay, so we've done some spindle spinning stuff here in these chats where I have made it, change all the cameras around so we can have some good angles for spindle spinning. So maybe if we were going to set up a stream, would you prefer wheel spinning or spindle spinning? Because either way I've got to change the cameras, but I can't decide on the day. It's too hard when you decide on the day. But if I can set the cameras up beforehand, we can sort it out. Oh my gosh, you need to go to bed. It's been lovely having you here. Oh my, I know how you feel. It's like me and Nick Nimmons chats. They go till 2 a.m. for me. So yeah, it is very late. Time zones suck sometimes. Have an awesome night. But yes, if I was to do a spinning stream to have a little break from the blanket, would you prefer spindle spinning or wheel spinning? Then you buy a wheel, and then you buy another wheel, and then you find a fabulous deal on another wheel, and then someone donates a wheel to your spinners group, and it follows you home. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. I no idea. I got 1 vote for wheel spinning, 2 for wheel spinning. wheel spinning from Holly as well. I regret my decision over here. Where's a crochet? Oh, where's a crochet hook as she puts down a crochet hook? That's hilarious. Get behind the stitches. There you go. Wheel spinning, wheel spinning, wheel spinning. Frances says she doesn't mind. Dolores says wheel but happy anyway. I think it's wheel spinning. I think you're right, Sally. I think wheel it is. Now, I can't promise it'll be next week, but I'll look into it and get sorted. But it'll be sometime in September, okay? So it'll be sometime within the next couple of weeks. Oh no, you had an Ashford traveller follow you home from Spinners. Oh, whatever you're going to do. Not the last week I'll be in Gympie. Well, I mean, it might be the last week in September. I can't promise these things. You might just have to watch the replay. But I'm thinking next week or the week after, honestly. So, you know, sooner rather than later. Alrighty, we have made it to the end of this row. Yay, we got 3 colours done. Now I need to start the pink. Oops, no, that, and that. There we go. Rooster back over. Lay out. And back to, oh, it's falling. The blanket's getting so big now, it is falling off the table. I need to actually start folding it in half. There we go. Like I used to do with the Queen. Let me have a look. That's how I got my EL6. I went to a Spinners to collect a Nano and the 6 followed me home. Yep. Yeah, pretty good timing, I agree. Spindle spinning as wheels are also different. But so are spindles. That's the thing, isn't it? Like, spindles can all be so different as well. There's so many different styles and shapes and weights and all the differences. There we go, getting back into the swing of this pattern again. 4 up and 4 down. I think of these as the downs because it's the row under. Spindles also, yeah, spindles have a way of following me home as well. I was doing a big cleanup of like a pile of storage and I actually found an extra one of my spindles. I knew I had it, I knew I bought it, but I hadn't seen it for a while. Come here, you. And it was in its little bag and everything. This is very pretty. It's such a nice spindle. I've never used it. I bought it, but I've never used it. So, yeah. We'll have to, that one needs to be christened. Just saying. Oh, very funny, John. Oh my gosh. You're so hilarious. But yes, it's a very nice spindle. I've over the years I've worked out I personally prefer the Russian style support spindles. I think the Tibetans are great and I have a few of them, but I definitely find that if I've got a choice I lean towards the Russian spindles first. It's just what I prefer. And I believe that was from Lair of the Bearded Dragon, that one. So I love their spindles so much. Lair of the Bearded Dragon are on Etsy. I have a link on my Fiberific recommends page on my website. So I have a link to Lair of the Bearded Dragon there, I think. Oh yeah. Lair of the Bearded Dragon spindles are always gorgeous, and I adore the inlay ones. Me too. Me too. I'm just, how many have I got? Let me have a quick look at my spindle box here. I can't see. There's a few. I've got a few inlays, and I've got a few bowls with inlays as well. Thank you. Sally's dropped the link there for the Lair of the Bearded Dragon. If you want to go and check out some gorgeous spindles, go and look at those. They're beautiful. Ends of one sock sewn in. See, I've got 2 projects I really desperately want to start. I want to start my ranunculus in linen. I should probably find the linen. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. And I want to work on some really long socks. So I've got 2 projects I want to start, but I have to finish a blanket and my jumper before I'll let myself start one. Now I have 3 blankets on the go. None of them are actually near finishing, so I'm tempted to start a little sock project or the ranunculus just after finishing the jumper. Actually, I have 4 blankets on the go. I've got Abby's blanket, the knitted blanket, the scraps blanket, the Bendigo cotton blanket, and technically also the fusion blanket. So 5 blankets on the go at the moment. And I am other than the fusion blanket, which is in the corner, I am doing a bit on each one each day. I did buy a beginning spindle kit for spindle spinning. I'm always nervous about what people sell in beginners kits. I find that they tend to supply a drop spindle, and it's a big heavy drop spindle, which to me sets people up for failure. So, oh, and this one is 6. I forgot about this one. This one I only work on during the live streams. I do not do any of it at all outside of the live streams. So do I have to count this one? I don't want to count this one. 5 already sounds too many. 5 already feels and sounds too many. So yeah, I could probably finish Abby's blanket off the fastest because it's just waffle stitch and it's all one color, like all one colorway, I should say. Oh my god, I think that's what it is, a drop spindle. So drop spindles are good. Drop spindles are good, don't get me wrong. This is a drop spindle. I love this one. It's a Top Whirl drop spindle. This one was gifted to me. It's probably my favorite Top Whirl that I've got. I tend to go bottom whirls just because I'm used to feeding them because of how I use support spindles. But I just find that especially with beginner spindles, I don't have one handy, they quite often, like this here it's really thin. This whole spindle is really quite light. I find that with a lot of the beginner spindles, including the Ashford spindle, which I hate and never, ever, ever, ever recommend to anybody. The only thing I think that Ashford beginner spindle is good for is kindling, or maybe plying, maybe, but kindling. And so I hate it when people make spindles like the Ashford beginner spindle and they're big and they're heavy. You can only make chunky yarn on it, and if you try to go any finer, it's snaps because the weight of the spindle means you can't get your twist fast enough to, anyway, not when you're beginning. Yes, the Ashford ones are too heavy and too clunky. I 100% agree. I think if you are beginning spindling, you want your spindle to be under 40 grams, if possible. Like, how heavy is this one? This one I love. This one's good. So let me just happen to have some scales right here. Let's just push that out of the way. Let's pop this on. Turning on. I've got a fan blowing, so that always screws up the scales. Let me just see. There you go. That one's 30 grams. So it's not touching anything. So yeah, that one's 30 grams. I think all your spindles when you're first beginning should be under 40 grams. Anything over is way too heavy. Yeah, see, Game Widows is a spindle fiend. Absolute spindle fiend. This is another one that I love. I got this one from Snyder Spindles. Look at that inlay work. That is gorgeous. I love this one so much. Like all the clockwork. Anyway, again, super light. Has it got a weight on it? 1.2 ounces. I don't know what that converts to. But they need to be light. So anything over 40 grams is too heavy for a beginner, honestly. If you're in the US, I would love for you to check out Snyder Spindles. I don't think I have an affiliate link set up for them, which I could set one up. But if you can't wait, go and check out Snyder Spindles. They are my top #1 favorite spindle company because I prefer Turkish spindles. Usually, like I have a lot of Turkish spindles. I'm like, where's it? Here we go. Like, this is my latest one. And then this is one of my big ones. And I love that, you know, when I'm not using them, I can pack them down and they're not so... Oops. What have I done there? Anyway, this may not be the right spike for this spindle. But yeah, I love my Turkish spindles. They're my favorites. I use them a lot, and I've got little teeny tiny ones all the way through to really big ones. So I love Scott Snyder spindles for those. But yeah. Oh, I do have a Snyder Spindles link. Thank you, Sally. You're a legend. I didn't realize I had one. Leanne's off to go and have lunch. 1.2 ounces equals 34 grams. Thank you. So this one here, come back, hold. This guy here is 34 grams. Spindle companies or spindle makers will always put the weight on because the weight is important. It's not just an arbitrary number. The weight is important. So, yeah. Definitely play with spindles. They're so much fun. They're like buying lollies, and I love spindles. Spindles, out of all my tools, they're the ones that I can't resist buying for myself. So, you know, Scott Snyder will be like, oh, I've put a new batch of spindles up, and I'm just like, no, I won't look. Oh, I looked. And because of postage to Australia, I've got to buy 2, otherwise it's not worth it. You know, so then I have 2, and it's really sad. It's not sad. I'm very happy. I don't even spin and I have a Snyder spindle. Yeah. I mean, he does beautiful work. Absolutely beautiful work. He has so many spindle shapes and sizes and options and colours and weights and just like different types of beautiful wood, and also he's prolific, so his shop's always stocked, and like there's always something you can find that you want. Like I could go onto there right now and probably find 2 spindles that I want. I'm not going to. I'm being good. I'm tossing up about some yarn I need to buy, so I'm not going to buy a spindle today. It's not happening. Anyway, no, Sally, I just looked at the time, and you're right. I got sucked into spindles is what happened. Spindles captured me, and I started talking about spindles, and I ran out of time. Guys, I love spindles, and we'll for sure have a spindle spinning session, but we'll also do a wheel spinning session. I've realised we do need both. They won't both be this month. We'll have a wheel spinning session this month, but we will have a spindle spinning session as well. And so bring your spindle questions next time, or bring your wheel spinning questions next time. I'll be using my Margicraft Susie Pro. So if you've got any Margicraft questions, please feel free to jump in. I'll see if I can organise something in that regard. But yeah, we'll have a wheel spinning sesh, and I'll get some spinning done, which I haven't done in ages. I'll have to go and finish off a project that's on it now that I've got a drive band back. I think there's probably some lives somewhere where I've actually gone through all of my spindles, or at least all that were handy, because it's just like, oh my God, I have so many spindles. This is terrible, but also exciting. All right. So I will see you all next week. If you are local, Caffeinated Crafters is on tonight at IKEA, and I will see those of you who come to that there. Otherwise, I'll see the rest of you next week. Have an awesome week. Keep crafting, and, you know, keep hydrated. That's a big one this week for me. Keep hydrated. Bye, all.